just get the stream open. It's going to be a pretty short one today. I mean, I'm assuming, to be fair. Weedle's not a crazy complicated Pokemon. Way, trying to go that way a little bit. Just waiting for the stream to catch up to make sure that's put it where I want it to be. Today I'm going to change it up a little bit. I'm not going to use mechanical pencil. I'm going to see how it goes with one of the metal pencils that I bought from Japan. This is for anyone wanting to know the brand, the Sunstar Metasil. Right, why are you... Sorry. Let's see. The stream is very behind. Just want to make sure that we can actually see this area perfectly fine. As far as sort of the last stream goes, I am still slightly happier with Butterfree, as I said I probably would be, but I still don't like it for one, and my fiance says that, you know, he wouldn't have noticed if I hadn't pointed it out, but this eye here, I'm sorry, is definitely out of sorts with the rest of it. But we move, we carry on. So what we're going to do today is Weedle, as I said. And as I said, I don't think Weedle's going to be that difficult and therefore that long. But I do still want to get things roughly the same as they need to be. Bear with me a sec. The joys of having cats whilst a child is trying to sleep is just immense, really. I think actually if I do that a bit more, that kind of way, that's better. So Weedle's horn is pretty much a perfect place to start because we can set the whole thing up then from there. I don't mind drawing with this. I feel like it's not as smooth necessarily. The only drawback is I've already started it a little bit too big. So we may end up with a little worrisome spot of size in here. But we'll try our best. If not, we'll erase it and start again, so it's fine. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and then okay, and then we've got a little arm here, and a little one here, a little one here, and a little one here, a little one here, and a little one here, a tiny little one here, and a little one here, and then all we have then is just these little ones here. I mean, the hilarious part is that is Weedle done. I do just want to size his head up slightly. And I think then that's kind of it done really. So I think what we're going to do silly me, I've left my liners all locked away. Nice one. 1 minute. Sorry about that. So because I've put everything away and not thought properly, I'm going to use one of these ones today. One, because it wasn't on top, it was under, but also because I've neglected this one and I can't remember why. This is the Maple pen line. I think I bought this pack from Amazon. It's just a 12 pack of different liners. I don't really remember it being very much at all, but we're going to use 0.3 as we have been the entire time. And let's just get the line started. Hi, Mujni. That is, I've fully messed up there. I'm doing very well, thank you, except that I've just messed up Weedle's nose completely. And there's not much going back from that. How are you? And let's say how long the recovery time is going to be on that. I'm going to see if maybe I can get away with something like this, and hopefully the shadow not doing that. Oh, did they say how long the recovery time on that would be? How long it's going to take for you to get better? Yeah, so to make it even more helpful, English people talk very fast. I also come from Birmingham, where we're known for pretty fast speech, and I also am then a fast talking person. So I'm the kind of person who, in a fast speaking language, in a fast speaking city, get told to slow down quite often in real life. So don't worry about it. Don't you worry about it at all. Maybe that for the shadow. What are we looking at for that? Maybe hazelwood instead. No problem. I think I'm going to try and go first with raw silk and hazelwood for the base colour and the shade. I do have another colour set aside called Grain. This is from the Decotime range. Part of me is worried that these, whilst good colours, won't be as contrasting against each other. And I just need to check again. Yeah. I haven't rubbed out. But I do have the other colour set aside, so if they don't end up as contrasting as I'd like, then we're safe. Okay. Okay, so let's go in with raw silk first. It does seem a little bit bright and quite Caucasian flesh toned, but something about it feels kind of right. And like I say, if it's not, and if the hazelwood ends up just being a better colour by itself over it, we'll just cover the whole thing and go over it again. Oh yeah, I probably would have been able to. my very, 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 very limited understanding of Spanish, I possibly would have understood that, thankfully. But thank you for going to the trouble to translate it for me. Give me just one moment, 1 second. Apologies there, I had lunch move. I had a task. We got a weighted blanket for my son, and I'd forgotten to give it to him, so and now I've got a cat blocking the light and getting his butt in the frame. My favourite Pokemon, do you know, it does differ with it quite often being Wailord and Wailmer, but that's a lot because my in real life surname is Whale, and so I've always had an instinct to like anything to do with whales. But I would say, I honestly think my favourite Pokemon is Huntail from Ruby Sapphire Emerald, the evolution of Clamperl. What about yours? Huntail is really cool, yeah. Do you know, it's one of those, you never really see them properly. And I remember never really being, I didn't know anybody sort of around me that played, get your head out of the way. I didn't know anybody that played with Pokemon around me. And so couldn't really meet up with anyone to trade, so I never had traded evolutions as a young boy playing it, / grown up playing it. It's only really in the last, I don't know, year or so, maybe, yeah, a couple of years, like with Sword and Shield and Scarlet and Violet, being able to do it online, that I've really been able to do that sort of thing. Well, I did get a second DS years ago, so I could do it myself, but that's I don't really count that. So things like Huntail and Gorbis, I always thought, well, I love Gorbis, but I can't ever play with her because the only way I could was by, get your head out of the lamp, you dickhead. Apologies. The only way I could ever play was when I was playing on emulators, and therefore could get the team members that I wanted, because of course I can get in whatever I want then. No, do you know what, this is just a better colour overall, isn't it? Let me just get this in now. I'm going over it. So I'm going to go over it just with Hazelwood. Yeah, so it was always a Pokemon that I loved the design of and had never had a chance to really play. So yeah, it was always something that just stuck in my mind, and of course it intrigued me enough that it became my favourite quite quickly. I'd say by generation 4, so like Diamond, Pearl and Platinum, it had pretty much taken over Feraligatr as my favourite, because Feraligatr was my favourite once it came out. By Red and Blue, I'd say probably Starmie at first. Starmie taken over by Feraligatr in Gen 2, and then still Feraligatr for Gen 3, and then after that it's been Huntail ever since. I think there's lots of Pokemon I like. I've been sort of vocal about this for years and years and years. I don't dislike any Pokemon. There are Pokemon that I might not play with a lot on purpose because I don't want to play with them on a team. And there are Pokemon that maybe I don't love the design of. But even Pokemon whose design I'm not hugely into. Say for example, the fossils from Galar. Don't like the way they look. Love the reasoning behind the way they look. Bruxish. Don't necessarily love the design because it is an ugly Pokemon, but it's intended to be an ugly Pokemon. I don't look at things in Pokemon and just sort of arbitrarily decide that I don't like them, especially because other people don't like them, if that makes sense. I don't necessarily follow the crowd, as it were. Let me just try Caramel and see what that looks like as a shadow. Is that dark enough? Yeah, I think it is. Let's put that back then. So I'm going to go over this with caramel and see how this goes. See, it doesn't look much darker to me, so I don't think I'm gonna. Let's try tanned skin. That feels darker than the other colour, which I can't now find. Than grain. Yeah, exactly. It's Pokemon are allowed to be ugly. Real animals are ugly. It makes no sense to hate them based on that. Yeah, no worries. I mean, I'll be running. I'll probably be done before you get back. Weedle's not going to take much longer unless I spent ages getting the colours. But if I don't see you back, thank you for joining. If I do see you back, see you in a mo. Try papaya. Is that too yellow? Why is that also basically the same colour? I'll try it down on this one, let's see. Oh, I like it actually. It's a bit on the orange side, but I quite like it. Again, most of the alcohol markers that I own, not necessarily alcohol markers in general, but most of the alcohol markers that I own lean very far away from the muted side and more towards the quite bright side anyway. And whether that's the thing for all alcohol markers, I don't know, but at the very least the ones I own, that's the case. And so the fact that Pokemon does tend to lean more towards the cartoon anyway, and I can sort of capitalise on that, and any errors that I make blame on cartoon aesthetics. I'm happy with that. But it is actually quite a nice shade. So we're going to get like a little bit here, tiny bit here, and a lot here. And then I'm just going to fill this in. And that's Weedle basically done. All I've got to do is what? 2 sets of colours and then the eyes. But of course, this is me, so I'm sure the colour choice is going to take a while. Good thing is, eyes are going to be easy. I'm thinking if I just do a little bit of white there. And I will go and reline that, I think. That's the same colour. I need to put the white back on that anyway. So that was cool grey and green grey, but they've turned out exactly the same, so I'm just going to go in with black, I think, for that. I mean, you can just, yeah. Okay, so we're looking for like a pinkish and a purplish. So I'm thinking for the shadow. In fact, actually, no. What's this looking like? That's perfect. For the base colour, I'm going to go in with Cute Lilac. and fill all of that in with that. And then for the shadow, let's try light violet mauve. Yeah, that is exactly what I'm after. So we'll go that. Yeah, it's not going to cover the line, so please just pretend the line's not there. Okay, and then we're just going to go in with some blue-grey. This is very dark for blue-grey, but it works. In fact, actually, let's pull the whole thing in and I use the blender to get that. And what I am going to do quickly is just get rid of this white bit, and I'll go in with the chalk pen later. So let's get ourselves a nice little not gonna lie, this one's not the greatest, but I think that's a lot on me. I think I've rushed through this a bit today. Doesn't help that we've changed bedtime routines, so I can still hear my son behind me trying to get himself to sleep. And that does just not put me on edge, but my focus is elsewhere then. Then we're gonna right. So I think I'm just gonna blob a little bit of white there, a little bit of white there. I'm going to reline this eye to neaten that up. And I think I'm just going to fill this in, so it feels more planned. And with that, I think we're done. So a really short video today. As I said, Weedle is a short Pokemon, but there is that. And yeah, I'll catch you all on Thursday, hopefully, for Kakuna. Take care, guys. Bye.